Hey, good afternoon, grazers. Today's the 4th of September, and we are pretty dry here, and but we're continuing to move across the pasture. I'm in the 1/3 grazed acre, or 1/3 of the farm, the growing season section, and looks like all the cows came through. So, still in the 1/3, we're bunching the cows up here pretty quick here. So I got some gates I need to close, fences I need to take down, and you can see they're not going to like being in this tight of an area. That's pretty tight. So that fence over there is hot, and so they are distracted there. So what I did was I planted a food plot. I mentioned that before, and so I put a double fence around it, similar to what used to be known as a hot zone electric fence, I think. And so instead, what I did was, the cows are bumping the side by side. I put 2 strands of fence around it, and the deer have not been getting in here. There was initially before I put the fence up, and I can show you where some of those leaves. It just turned off really dry. I planted it late. It still made some corn, and I do have a sprinkler going over there. I'm on a well here, and so you can see the little pockets where I've watered at some, and obviously where I haven't, it's just turned off dry. I've got my fall calving cows are getting ready to calve, and move the side by side out of the way here in a minute, but the little section of fence there I need to pull up too. Usually they just go over the side by side. So this is I'm gonna have them graze around this section right here. They're gonna go in here and really should clean all this up around here. I will come back through. There's about 20 acres down here in the bottom. It's going to be 17 acres with, if I take this fenced off area out, I'll probably still broadcast in there. But what will end up happening is I'm going to put winter wheat down in here and leave it throughout the winter. And I do that for a couple reasons. I can buy enough winter wheat seed for 20 acres for about $500. So the $550, something like that. I have to look back at the receipt. And so I really like deer hunting with the kids. My priority is always for them to shoot their buck first, and so I'll plant this bottom down here in winter wheat. This is the first time that I've planted any soybeans or corn, and so as you can tell, it didn't really make much in the way of soybeans or corn. We'll see what comes up. With this blocked off like this, it is starting to flower, so it is going to make some pods. It should make some pods, and so there's not a lot of soybeans that actually grew in there. So right up here in this corner it did, but most of it did not. So anyway, it'll be what it is, and it's a neat experiment. I did not spray with anything. I just threw the seed out, let the cows graze, and you can tell based off the forage that's here, there's plenty of crabgrass in here, and it's pretty over mature. But then there's also fescue and orchard grass in here as well. And so most of these cows are dry, but they should start calving here in a month. So, or within 2 weeks they should start calving. So as you can tell, corn didn't make nothing. I'm not much of a farmer at all, and I didn't want to spray a bunch of chemicals and everything in here. It did, as I mentioned, make some soybeans, but then I didn't get a fence up soon enough, and as you can tell, most of it all got browsed off. And so I've debated on just turning the cows in here and letting them have this. And then I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter. I'll leave it. And when I'm grazing off the rest of the farm this winter, there's going to be some fescue and stuff that's going to pop up in here, and it'll grow. So we've had, I think in the last 8 weeks, we've had we're going on less than an inch in the last, for sure in the last 7 weeks, we've had, I think, less than an inch of rain. So pretty dry, but you know, that's the summertime, right? That's what you plan for. And so the cows are doing pretty good. There's a couple of them that just need to get sold, honestly, but they keep getting pregnant every year. And so if they get pregnant in my management, I let them stay. And when they stop getting pregnant, they get sold. So they are, yeah. So as time goes by, I hope to improve my genetics significantly. I did purchase some straws from a Mashona bull that I'm super excited about, and I just need to put those straws on the right cows and go through that process of AI and these cows. So and I don't know what I'm going to do yet there, whether I just pick out what I think are my best ones and AI them, or AI everything, or sell some of the cows that I know aren't bred or are pregnant, and buy back some other cows. So we'll see. We'll see. I do have payments on my farm, and that makes a difference whenever you're trying to make management decisions, because you got to pay the farm payment. And you know, fortunately right now calves are make it pretty easy to make a farm payment. And so my hope is to, you know, sell any open cows that don't get bred, and buy back some cows with some better genetics. And so we'll see what happens. I'm excited to have something different other than just Black Angus, and there's a little bit of Sim Angus from when I started. Not very high percentage Simmental in there, but I do have some of that in here from when I first originally bought cows almost 10 years ago now. So but as like I said, I'm excited to change what kind of cows I have. Get something more heat adapted, more heat tolerant, and have it, you know, crossed 50% Angus, 50%, you know, Mashona for the most part. So I'll walk down here real quick. So this is going to be a unique section. So I've got this little fence here, and then you can see the creek down there in the bottom, and we're going to graze all the way down to the creek over the next couple days. We'll section this off and have them grazing down there, and then we'll work our way across this field. There should be 9 acres left. I'm also going to catch this little section of woods right here. There's just a tiny little strip of woods right there, and we're going to jump in there and graze it, because there's quite a bit of leaves in there, and once leaves don't stockpile very well. I'm sure everybody on here knows that. It sounds obvious, but since there is quite a bit of leaves in there from brush and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there and graze that off. And while I'm over there, and then it's just gonna be grass that's gonna come back up down to the bottom. So between now, this is the part of the farm where we get a lot of frost at, and that will leave, once I get across that section, it's going to leave 7 acres left in my growing season that's recovered, which is going to be up here on the hill over here. And That 7 acres, we'll see if it's tall enough for me to graze by the time we get across this field or not. And if it is, we'll graze it. If not, we're going to move into our buffer zone, 1/3 of the farm. So time will tell. For sure, if we get some rains, hopefully it's going to jump. But for those that are hunters out there, dove season started the other day on the 1st of September here in Missouri, and my kids and I are excited this weekend. Get out and do some dove hunting and just enjoy God's creation. So I'm gonna, one of these days, I guess somebody can let me know if you want a tour of the deer blind. I can probably do a video on that, show a link of kind of the design I copied and how I modified it. It's pretty slick. My dad calls it the deer mahal, and kids and I have been hunting out of it for, this will be our 3rd year, and just, it makes, it'll spoil you, but you know what? If you own land, you got your own farm, and you can set it up to not have kids. You know, I've got an 8 and 11-year-old out there freezing, and I've heard people say, well, it makes them tough, and that might be true, but it also can turn a lot of kids off. And so my concepts are, if I can develop their passion for hunting now, they'll put themselves in tough positions when they get older if they really enjoy deer hunting a lot. And I'm already seeing that out of my son. He doesn't always hunt in the blind. Sometimes he likes to go hunt other places, so where we go out. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get off here. Hope you guys are getting more rain than what we are, but that's it. We're still blessed, very blessed. Grass is green here for the most part. Yeah, it's drying up behind us, but that's okay. We got green grass in front of us, and God is always good.